How do you are treated in the camp?
I get adequate food and adequate clothing and medical care when I require it.
How do you think about the so-called Vietnamese war? What do you think that's about?
Well, I don't know what is happening, but whatever the position of my government is, I support it fully. Well, whatever the position of my government is, I believe in it. Yes, sir. I am a member of that government.
Hi again, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. That video you just watched was of an American prisoner of war during the Vietnam War named Jeremiah Denton. I previously had not come across this story or video, but when I did, I found it to be really powerful. Denton, along with his bombardier, were both held as prisoners of war by the North Vietnamese for almost 8 years, 4 of which were spent in solitary confinement. This video of Denton, shot in 1966, was a North Vietnamese television interview designed for propaganda purposes that was aimed at showing that the North Vietnamese were treating their POWs well, where in actual fact they had been doing anything but that. Denton would later explain how he was regularly beaten and interrogated and was even subjected to an event called the Hanoi March. Denton had been selected for the interview as he was one of, if not the highest ranked POW where he was being held, and he had already had a long and decorated military career to that point, so he had a lot of status to his character. During the interview that you just saw an extract from, Denton would not have been able to disclose the reality of what was actually transpiring, as it would surely have resulted in further brutality towards him. In the interview, he was questioned about his support for the US war in Vietnam, to which he replied, "I don't know what is happening, but whatever the position of my government is, I support it fully. Whatever the position of my government I believe in, yes sir, I am a member of that government, and it is my job to support it, and I will as long as I live." However, at the same time as speaking that message, he ingeniously used the opportunity to communicate to American intelligence. During the interview, under the guise of the lighting being too severe and bright, Denton blinked his eyes in Morse code to spell out the word torture, to communicate that his captors were torturing him and his fellow POWs, despite him not being able to verbally communicate this message. The message was not picked up on by his captors at the time, but was worked out by US intelligence and was eventually spread across the world. When it was worked out that Denton had sent the message through the interview, there were repercussions for him. For his continuous resistance and leadership, even in the face of torture and inhumane conditions, Denton would be awarded the Navy Cross and given the rank of Rear Admiral. Following his long and distinguished naval career, he would serve a term as a Republican senator for the state of Alabama before he eventually passed away at the age of 89 in 2014. So as I've probably said before, I am both a history and commerce teacher. However, much of my work in recent years has been in the business domain, so the history side of me has been somewhat neglected. So I am keen to do some videos that explore some bits of history to get stoking my passion again. This is a story I hadn't come across until recently, and I was astounded by the bravery, cunning and genius of Jeremiah Denton. In this day and age, we often throw around the term bravery in the context of trying to encourage people to do otherwise everyday things. However, it is often easy to forget that perhaps what we see as challenging and confronting can often pale in comparison to what others have to endure. It's just a thought. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I have an extract of the clip with Morse code translation to end the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.
How do you are treated in the camp?
I get adequate food and adequate clothing and medical care when I require it.
How do you think about